Yeah. Huh? Hey, I'm tryna win. I'm tryna win in the 716 and I'm making it big. I wanna live. I think I'm ready to travel.
So we're back again with another episode of Let's Talk About It with Ty. I just want to thank you guys for tuning in to the first episode. It really meant so much to me that you guys wanted to hear my takes on what's going on in the sports world. So yeah, I thank you from like the bottom of my heart. Like this is really like just a dream come true for me. So let's get into today's takes. Doris Burke. Doris Burke had a very historical night, game 1, between the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavs. She became the first ever woman to analyze a game on national television, championship finals at that. Little background on Doris Burke is she began working at ESPN in 1990. She was a sideline reporter for ABC coverage from 2009 to 2019. And immediately after that, she went on to be an analyst for the ESPN radio where she covered the last 4 finals. This particular night is just really big because I just feel like all her dots connected. Like, she was in the right place at the right time. She talks about the finals for the last 4 years only to get on television to talk about the finals. Like, this is nothing but God. And me being in this new world and in this new realm of sports, I just want to say thank you for, opening this door for women to come. There's a quote that she actually, she said, that I wanted you guys to listen to so that you can take from it what I took from it. She actually says, "My focus is preparing for the games in front of me, but I would be lying if I didn't tell you that I am sort of mindful that there is something meaningful here, right? And the meaning for me would be if in some way this assignment makes life for women in sports easier or somehow aids in her process, then nothing could be more meaningful." And she's right. You are the first woman to be on national television talking about a championship final. That's never been done before. And now somebody coming up can now have the possibility to do it too if they put in the work. So, Doris Burke, your work never went unnoticed. The people saw it. Your industry saw it. Your field saw it. And just know that this was your moment. And as a woman in sports media, I couldn't be more happier for you. So continue the good work. There's a lot more to come, a lot more women behind you, rooting for you. And I'm one of those. Let's talk about game 1. Boston Celtics versus the Mavs. That downtime that the Celtics had, that definitely came into play. They definitely came into play. They playing both sides of the ball. They dang near neutralized Kyrie. They stopped Luka at the corner 3. So it's just crazy. KP was definitely the X factor in this game. He hasn't played 38 days. That's almost 5 weeks. You come off the bench, 20 points, what I think like 6 rebounds. I mean, that ain't been done since Kevin McHall in the 1984 finals against the Lakers. And it just so happens that, Kevin played for the Celtics. So that's just crazy. That's 40 years. Ain't nobody's ever been able to have them type of stats coming off the bench. But yeah, the Mavs really couldn't stop KP. His size and his ability to shoot was definitely like something that the Mavs weren't expecting. He's 7'3". They had Derek Lively guarding him. 7'1". There was a point in the game where Derek Lively challenges KP at the perimeter. KP just drives past him, goes on and, get the point. So I just think like KP definitely was the the X factor for Boston winning this game 1. And definitely with Jalen and Jason not being as strong at first, he definitely held the team together. Some takeaways that definitely happen is just the Celtics definitely limit the ability of the role players. They did not get on. They neutralized Kyrie. Kyrie struggled in this game. They took away Luka's ability to shoot from the corner 3. And yeah, Luka had a very bad defensive game to me. There was a lot of times where he just looked and just let things just go. But I think it was just because he didn't start fast. Normally, when Luka starts fast, he has the ability to get everybody around him going. Since he didn't start fast and strong, no one could pick up the speed after him. They couldn't pick up where he lacked. Then, like I said before, Kyrie and Luka are a tandem. If one is off, the series might not go the way it's going to go. So, moving forward, I honestly think we got to figure out what type of Mavs are we getting. Are we getting the Mavs that played in OKC series where Kyrie struggled and it was mainly the role players that had to, take where he slacked off and, they relied on they 3-pointers? Or are we getting the Mavs that we seen with the Wolves series where Kyrie and Luka both got this pick and roll going and they open it up for everybody else to get rolling? And reason why I'm saying that is because the 2 different Mavs that you get all changes the titles of this series. If you get the OKC Mavs, Boston's sweeping it. And I don't even think it'll go to 5 or 6. But if you get the Minnesota Wolves Mavs series, it's definitely going to Game 7 because everybody's eating. That was another advantage for the Celtics. The Celtics, everybody was eating that night. Everybody. JT, if he's having a bad night, the Celtics could still win. Luka and Kyrie having a bad night, the Mavs not winning. Derek Lively only having 2 points, 5 rebounds, I think was his numbers. What's that when he normally give you 20 points? So I just felt depending on how the Mavs continue to play in the series ultimately determines who's going to win the finals. I'm trying to think of a pause. He said to look up. So, sorry. Is it good? I feel like I missed out some parts. I just know that, the Mavs, if the Mavs play like they did in the OKC series, it's definitely a Celtics win. If they play like they did in the Timberwolves, it's definitely a Game 7 series. Because now it's a lot more back and forth. It's a lot more okay. Yeah. He's just, but like I said, if Kyrie's struggling, it's not going it's going to be a sweep if Kyrie's struggling and then nobody else can get off. Plus, like I said, they need an answer to KP, and KP is very much 7'3". Their biggest person on him is Derek Lively, and he's still kind of like a rookie. To be honest, I don't even remember their numbers. I just know that the Mavs came in there playing like they did in OKC, and they didn't get the job done. So, depending on how they play moving forward, tells you who's going to win the series or not. Boston's unit has been the same unit almost for 10 years straight. Only added pieces was Drew Holiday and KP. But everybody else been there. Jalen, Jason, Derek, Harford, they all been there since the start for 7 years. So they're a strong unit. You got to remember the Mavs, The Mavs don't have nobody that's been in these moments besides Kyrie, number one. Number two, they coach Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd was the last time the Mavs been to the finals, where he takes on LeBron in the big three with Wade and Bosh, and they win. And Rick Carlisle was their coach. So it's like, that's the last time. The only two like vets in this moment that know how to handle this pressure that's on them is Kyrie and it's Jason Kidd. But like I said, Jason Kidd is now the coach. He's not the player. Kyrie, it can't be just a one-man army. So that's why I said, like, it really depends on if you're getting OKC Mavs game or you're getting the Timberwolves game. For game 2, I honestly feel like Luka gonna play with a little bit more of a chip. Like, when he get angry, he play a little different. But it's not Luka's game that I'm worried about. What I'm more worried about is Kyrie going to struggle for the rest of the series? Because if he struggles for the rest of the series, like I said, if it's the same thing that happens with the OKC series, it's over with. But honestly, the matchups were cool too, because like I said, like, I honestly, that was another thing that I was more worried about, was these matchups because of the size. And was telling the people, like, they need to put Drew on Kyrie. I knew they was going to put Derek Lively on KP, just because Derek Lively 7'1", KP 7. You got to have size on size. And but honestly, the Celtics really didn't do no doubling. Like, it was really just one-on-one for most of it. It was no like double cut, but you got to remember, they pick and roll wasn't all the way there. But moving forward, still talking about basketball. The Lakers coach position is very much a hot topic. And I very much think it's because the Lakers want Bron to stay with him. He has free agency. So I think the Lakers are honing in on either Dan Hurley or JJ Redick. I actually seen the JJ Redick take coming down my timeline plenty of times. So the JJ Redick coaching ability, he doesn't have like coaching history, but he has being a vet in him. And a lot of coaches in the NBA now have been, players. JJ Redick is a 15-year vet. He has a podcast with LeBron too. So I think that podcast in itself, like, helped him be a candidate for coaching, because on the podcast, you see that he does have like a lot of great innovations with the X's and O's. Like, you get a pick at his brain of how he will operate in said moments. And I literally said, when I seen it, I was like, oh, that's a full circle moment for them. Like, that's going to be mind of the game. That's definitely a whole different feel now. It hits different, because now if he does become the coach, it's coach versus player. It's no longer two vets sitting and having a conversation. It's it almost give you like a, no, I don't want to go there and say that. That's too much. You don't put them type of names on people as coaches, but definitely it gets, it's like more of like a teacher and a student, even though like they did play together in series and in like life, but it's definitely like a coach with a student type of feel, where like they want, the other candidate is Dan Hurley. Dan Hurley has, he's got like a 25 plus year career as a head coach. But his more recent accolades and like awards come from his dealing with UConn and the Huskies. He's got this year itself, he won 3 coaching awards. He is known to have created like one of the best offenses, and in like 3-point ability. So I feel like Dan Hurley has a better I wouldn't say a better resume, like per se, but he has a better chance of winning for the simple fact that he has coaching experience. He has coached at a basketball program that, you know, is one of the more NBA style format programs. So I feel like Dan Hurley is definitely a good candidate. But between them, it could go either way. Just depending on if Dan Hurley wants to leave the Huskies. Like, why would you want to break up what you got going on? You got a two-peat. You won 2 consecutive championships where, like, why would you want to break that up? So, I don't know. It's just like with that Lakers thing, it's definitely they're trying to keep Bron being a Laker. So they're trying to accommodate to keeping him there. So, like, that's why I think the conversation with JJ Redick even being in there is because they see that mind of the game pod. And if you see it, like, they work very well. Like, he listens to Bron listens to him. He has, like, he respects his takes. So I think it's just more of seeing them on camera together and, you know, having the conversations is definitely like a reason why I think why JJ Redick is even a candidate for it. Keeping with basketball, we got to talk about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is very much a stat machine. You know, like, I raved about her, like, especially in her college performances. I definitely raved about her. Like, I knew she was one of them ones. She just made history. I'm going to read from my notes so that y'all can get exactly what the girl is bringing to the WNBA. She becomes the second rookie in WNBA history to record 30 points, 5+ rebounds, 5 assists, and 5+ 3-pointers in a single game, joining Sabrina. Oh shoot, I'm about to say Ionescu. Listen, I want to pronounce that I so bad, so pardon me. I don't like to mess up people's names. And her impressive, like, all-around game. Her impressive all-around game highlighted her potential as a future superstar in the league. She also becomes the fastest WNBA player to reach 200 points and 75 assists in just 12 games. She breaks the record, Sue Bird's record. Sue Bird record reaches these points in 14 games in 2002. So, I mean, Caitlin Clark is on her way to be very much a superstar in the WNBA. So I don't get the hate that she gets. Like, the production's there. I could see if she was not a stat machine, but she is. And like I said, she's on to greatness for me. Like, Caitlin Clark, you get the applause from me. You don't get no hate from me. I like your game. You're going to continue to be great. You just got to block out the naysayers, the haters, and just continue to build on to what you had already built on from college. Like, you broke records in college. You're going to break records in the WNBA and be up in the pillars just like everybody else that, you know, came before you. It's just, you got to keep the main thing. And you definitely going to be one of them ones. I already see it. So you don't even got to worry about what the others are saying. Just keep doing your thing and keep playing how you playing. Break the records that you're going to break. And the right one's going to support you. And I'm one of them. Now we still in women's sports. So let's talk about this Oklahoma softball game. So Oklahoma Sooner softball actually just broke history with having a 4-peat. That's never been done in the NCAA softball history. Never. I want to congratulate them on this achievement. This is really big for women's sports. They coach actually has, I believe 8. I almost said 16. I almost doubled it. She has 8 championships alone with the Sooners for softball. And the reason why I'm talking about this four-peat that is so historical is because people got to realize that going back to a championship consecutively is not easy. Like, that's not an easy thing. Coming from me, I played softball. I played third base. I played first. I played outfield. That's not an easy thing to do. You don't get the same team every year. You know, you get a whole different team every year coming in from freshmen on, depending on how they play, if they play by seniority or if they play by talent. That's not an easy thing to keep getting back to a championship and winning. So to do that 4 times, from 2021 to 2024, you done won 4 times. Patricia Gasso, that's the head coach for Oklahoma Sooners, you got the recipe for success, girl. You definitely got the recipe for success. You just, if I was still playing softball, I would love to play with you because ain't nothing like winning a championship 4 times. And I just think it's just a magical thing to see women having these moments in sports, like especially a woman head coach and then an all-woman team. Like, I think that is just so raw. And that kind of makes me feel some type of way because softball was taken out the Olympics. And I always think about softball actually being like a major league thing. Like, I feel like girls having to stop playing softball after college, and it's just like, nah, they need to open a major league for softball. I need to see girls, continuing their dream, what they work hard for. Like I said, I was once in them shoes. I once was a softball player playing in the heat, doing sprints, running bases, learning how to fix your hips so that you could hit grand slams and line drives, and learning how to learn how to back up first, then come up to catch a ball. Learn how to learn all the skills that you had to learn just to become a better softball player, So I just feel like, they need to, the higher ups of Major League needs to figure out a way to get girls on a Major League softball team and call it MLS or something. They got to stop just doing it for the boys and with the MLB.
We got an MLS already, but like MLSB or something.
Are you serious?
MLS is like Major League Soccer.
Oh, well, I'm saying MLS for Major League Softball, okay? Because I don't think the girls need to stop just at college. I believe they need to be, they need to have like a Yankees like girl version. They need to have, I don't even want to utter this name, a girls like Red Sox. Yuck. Y'all know me, I'm a Yankees fan, so I don't do too much with them Red Sox. That's enemy number one. Enemy number one. Keeping up with the baseball conversation, the Negro League stats being integrated in the MLB is very big. Is a very big thing because now you get to see, you get to learn the history with baseball. A lot of Black baseball players you don't even know who they are because them being in that league. So for their numbers to be integrated into the MLB records is very much, it's a history lesson in itself. Josh Gibson, I almost said Joe Gibson. So Josh Gibson actually, he's now the new all MLB leader in batting average, slugging. Slugging is basically like the total number of bases a player records per at bat. So it's like off hitting. And then he also has it at ops. Ops stands for on base average. And basically that is how well a hitter can reach base with how well he can hit for average and for power. So a little bit of background with Josh. Gibson. I don't know why I want to say Josh Gordon. I'm so sorry, but I want to say Josh Gordon, but it's Josh Gibson. He played majority of his time with the Homestead Grays in the Negro League. And, you know, just him being able to have his moment in history with like everybody else that's in the major leagues, like it's just really big. I think this is really big for people that don't know about the Negro League. You know, you only know about certain players coming from the Negro League to the MLB, one of them being Jackie Robinson. You know, he never got to go, Josh Gibson never got to go to the Major League Baseball, but just his numbers alone being like the new pinnacle is crazy. So, yeah, this is definitely big for the culture. It's definitely big for the culture, just seeing that they integrated those numbers to shine light on these players that, you know, put they all into their craft. Now you stand amongst one of the greatest, and the Negro League, you know, never went unnoticed, and you guys are now cemented in history, being a part of MLB history. So we're going to switch gears with baseball. We're going to go to football. Yeah, I know football season's right around the corner. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about these contracts. Justin Jefferson. Man, oh man, that man got paid. He got that chicken. You know, Marshawn Lynch always say, yeah, get that chicken. So he got that chicken. He got a 4-year, $140 million contract with $110 million guaranteed, making him have one of the biggest contracts of a non-quarterback position. That's definitely, he earned that. That man got I think he got Offensive Player of the Year. If I'm not mistaken, I believe his first year, don't he get Rookie Player of the Year? I can't think of it off whim because right now, like I know it's in my head, that's why I'm saying it. So I know he got Rookie of the Year. I think he got Offensive Player of the Year. And I mean, he's earned that. If you see his numbers up in the Vikings, matter of fact, I got it right here. Justin Jefferson, last year alone, he was injured. He has almost 1,100-yard season, 5 tutties, and he has 15.8 average per carry. That's a stat machine. I mean, that 140, that was earned. You know, he earned that. Jalen Waddle was another one that got paid. Jalen Waddle got a 3-year, almost 85, maybe $86 million with a 76, I believe, guaranteed monies. He earned that, and he's consistent too. He's got, I think he said he's going in his 4th year. Every year that he's been there, he's had over 1,000-yard seasons. So, I mean, he earned that, you know. He very much. I know how I feel about my Bama players. Yeah, I know. Waddle. Bama. We Bama strong around here. Don't look at me like that because you a Georgia boy. You know what you about to say.
You're Bama strong. Go Dogs.
Roll Tide. Ain't nothing but the Tide. Fix that. We gonna see you anyway. We gonna see you. We gonna see you in September. We gonna see you. So I ain't even worried about it. But anyway, Waddle definitely earned that. Like that's not easy. Like reason why I'm saying that these boys deserve their money is because they put their body through hell to have 17 games. Is it 17 games now? Or is they trying to get 18? Whatever. They get 17 games plus preseason. Plus if you make it to postseason, like that, they got their money. They got their check in. I'm definitely there with Marshawn Lynch. get that damn chicken. Okay? Because get all the money you can while you can. Who else got another contract was CMC. And if y'all don't know who that is, that's Christian McCaffrey for anybody. I just like to say nicknames. I'm a nickname type of girl. So, yeah, he got his chicken. He got 2-year, $38 million. So that's what, roughly like 19 and some change? No, it is 19 and some change. Yeah, I was right. Ty, you know your damn math. 19 and some change. But that's good too because, you know, the running back position has actually been one of the positions that they don't be wanting to pay the top dollar. But I think it's because Christian McCaffrey was Offensive Player of the Year. I think he scored every game. So he definitely deserved that money. You know, I can't wait to see what he do with his with this year, how they plan to build off such an amazing year with him last year. Keeping the football talk, let's talk about some notable OTAs that happened. I forgot to tell myself about Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb and how this affects them. It affects them mainly because, you know, their productions numbers been crazy too. I think CeeDee Lamb coming off an 1,800 yard, almost an 1,800 yard season. He got 12 tutties. Jamar Chase, I want to say Jamar Chase had like a 1,200 yard season. And I believe he had close to 10 tutties last year. So I definitely am a person that believes if your production is as good as you say it is, you definitely need your chicken. And like I said before, CeeDee Lamb, his production, who out doing it right now? Jamar Chase with Joe Burrows, who out doing it right now? Those they wide receiver ones. Pay them boys their money. They definitely deserve it. Their production is there. It's been consistent. It's gonna stay consistent. So definitely give them their chicken, so that they can continue to feed their families and, you know, continue to prep their bodies for the season. Another thing that we need to talk about is some notable OTAs because there's definitely some things that I want to talk about with some notable OTAs. One of them is the chief defensive player, BJ Thompson. He actually suffered a seizure and had cardiac arrest on Thursday's OTA practice. I guess the first day he was still unconscious, but like his vitals were good. And he was considered stable condition. He's now up and responsive. So with that, I don't know really I couldn't really find in my research like what happened to cause him to have like a seizure and like a heart attack. But my thoughts and prayers are with him. I hate hearing when people go down on injury or, you know, health conditions because, you know, I'm a fan of the sport. So I want every player at their best when they playing. So my thoughts and prayers are with that organization and him, you know, for a speedy recovery. I did see that he's trending upward, but I definitely, you know, want him to have a speedy recovery. The other notable OTA that we need to talk about, Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions actually had a violation and they got cut an OT spring practice game. Well, not game, practice. I don't know why I was about to say game. Spring practice. So now they went from 4 to 3. The reason is, I believe from the reports that I've been reading, it was that they had contact. Now, if anybody knows what's going on OTAs, there's rules. Phase 3 in particular, during the off season, teams are limited to have live contact, only knees and elbow pads, and are permitted. But on 7-on-7, 9-on-7, and 11-on-11 drills are allowed. So I really think that Campbell, if I'm mistaken, is the head coach last name. I think he got a little too excited. because, they built that secondary up. So I feel like they wanted to see how they was really, how they get busy, So I think they just wanted to test it out a little bit, but they didn't think I don't think this was meant. This was like a meant to do thing. I think he just got too carried away and forgot the rules. So I don't think them missing out on an OTA practice is going to harm them. I believe definitely the Detroit Lions might be one of the, I wouldn't even say sleeper. They showed improved themselves last year. So I definitely feel like they're a team to look out for. And you missing out on an OTA practice, it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you. Moving forward, just be mindful of the rules so that you don't miss out on having the vets and the rookies play together. Because I think that's what I read too, was that the vets will be not in the next practice. So it's just like the rookies. So yeah, moving forward, just be mindful of the rules so that you can have both the vets and the rookies playing together and getting time. Did y'all see not my voice cracked? Not my voice cracked on the mic. Yo, that's crazy. But anyway, y'all know what I meant. Moving forward, just being able to have both of them have enough time together. So, we at the end of the segment, and y'all know how I close out this show with sneaker talk. I don't know if, taking off my shoe, I seen that I did that last time. I don't know if you can see my feet or not. So I want to do it again. Today I'm actually wearing Nike Vomero 5s. These are called the Photon Dust Metallics, I want to say. And these sneakers right here are so comfortable. They are very lightweight. And I really like this metallic detail. It very much gives Louis Vuitton bag. If y'all remember early 2000s bag, y'all know I like my Louis Vuitton, but this definitely, that would be paired with this because you see that metallic is shiny, bling. That just reminded me of when Waddle was like, glee after the game. But yeah, so very much I would invest in this shoe. You should get a pair because these are very much lightweight. They're comfortable. They barely feel like you're wearing anything on your foot. So yeah, we're going to continue our fun together with this pod. And I'm glad that you guys loved episode 1. And I'm glad that you guys are returning to episode 2. I can't wait to keep having conversations with you. And, you learn my personality and you keep up with me. So yeah, I can't wait to see you for episode 3 of Let's Talk About It with Ty.